Back to Fog Wrestle, we are here with the top 5 moments from the 8th of April edition of WWF Raw, soon to be WWE. And we kick off with number 5.
Before we get to number 5 though, this was a really good show. Lots of good moments. I mean, I think you're literally talking at least 10 moments, 12 moments that could have made a top 5, but you know, unfortunately it can only be 5, but
I mean, if you did today, guys, you'd be struggling to think of one.
But I mean, really, you could have probably did a top 15 here, and you could have picked. I don't even think that's exaggerating. I think you could have.
I'd probably say one of the worst segments on this show would be better than the ones today.
Well, what was bad in this show?
More or less everything Ric Flair was involved in.
Like,
I honestly think the worst segment on this show was Ric Flair confronting Austin in his office.
Yeah,
because Austin's just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
One of the worst things I thought was Big Show versus Mr. Perfect, but then there was a spot in the match that was fucking massive. You know, Mr. Perfect hitting the Perfect Plex on Big Show. Didn't see that coming. So, you know, massive. But anyway, we can only pick 5.
And we're getting off with number 5, and that's Austin versus Hall in the main event. The winner goes to Backlash, even though Austin would be the only guy going to Backlash if he won.
Yeah, so the whole night, Ric Flair, he didn't make it clear from the beginning. He makes 2 matches, and he says we to decide number 1 contender, but only Undertaker and Austin are eligible to become number 1 contenders. So the opponents that they have tonight can't win nothing. So where's the motivation really for them to win?
Like, and obviously these 2 are going to win, right? But let's just say, for example, one of them didn't. So again, like, there's going to be no feud from Raw going into Backlash between any main eventer.
And Austin thought when Taker won, he was out, even though. But so that would mean, why wouldn't Austin be like, "Oh, I want to have the match first then, so if I win, Taker's it"? I mean, the fucking concept here was retarded. But anyway, Austin and Hall had a good match. In my opinion, it was better than their Mania match.
Yes.
The Mania match was not very good. I mean, WrestleMania 18 in general, none of the matches were that good, so maybe it's not a Scott Hall Austin thing, maybe it was just a weird fucking Mania. But yeah, good match, run-ins, multiple run-ins, interference. You had X-Pac, Ric Flair, Undertaker, Bradshaw in high heels. Shit was going down on this match, and it was good. Austin goes over with the stunner, stuns Ric Flair at the end, celebrates, and it looks like we have 2 number 1 contenders, guys. Stone Cold Steve Austin and someone else who we'll discuss later on further up the list. Coming in at number 4.
We have the dance-off between Booker T via the Spinner Rooney, and we have Bubba Ray Dudley with the Caucasian Rooney.
So, first match of the night is the hardcore title. Booker T comes out, he does an extra Spinner Rooney. It was one of the better Spinner Rooneys I've seen Booker T do. I thought maybe we were going to get Bubba Ray to attempt a Spinner Rooney, but then he tells the man in the back to hit the funky music, as he calls it, and then he starts breaking out these white boy dance moves. So great stuff. Bubba, I think, is a massive personality, and like, as much as I love the Dudley boys, I mean, perhaps the guy could have had a longer singles run in WWE. I can see why they put the Dudleys back together pretty quickly after splitting them up, but I mean, you look at what he done in TNA when he had the Bully Ray run, and I do feel like he could have said something similar in WWE. I mean, I do feel like he's world champion.
Yes,
material.
Definitely.
Not in 2002, obviously, but you look at when Jeff gets the title in 2008, and I do feel like Bubba Ray could have.
Put it this way, guys, if Mr. Kennedy is feuding for the world title in 2007,
yeah, Bubba Ray can get a title shot, you know what I mean?
Easily.
Right. Anyway, it was great. If you want to see Bubba Ray, just type in Bubba Ray funky white boy music and maybe come up on YouTube, who knows. Anyway, up next, coming in number 3.
We have got the opening segment between Ric Flair, Austin and Taker. Austin and Taker were brilliant, but Ric Flair
stood out like a fucking sore thumb. I mean, Ric Flair's known for his promos, right? And I would say the guy's arguably the best promo guy of all time. If not, maybe top 5. You know, he's definitely up there. I mean, it's hard to find a better promo than that Jay Lethal one. And I mean, you look at all his promos in the 80s; they were all good. It's fuck people slabber, but his TNA run say it was god awful. He embarrassed himself, but I mean, I think he had some amazing moments in TNA. But by God, his return to WWE hasn't been that good. Now, I didn't see much Flair in the latter stages of WCW, so I don't know if it was similar to this, but I don't know, his return to WWE, he's not cutting it. I was never a fan when he first returned, and in my opinion, he doesn't really, I don't know, I don't think Ric Flair really gets that good until he's in Evolution. And then we begin to get,
So
you know...
Triple H finds his mojo.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I mean, you're watching WCW. Is Ric Flair good in WCW?
Right, he's much better than this.
Is he?
But then again, I'm on 98. Fuck knows what he's like in 2001.
Yeah, you can just imagine by 2001 the guy's dead, but one of the best promo guys of all time, but at the moment he's just not delivering. And Austin and Taker always deliver, you know. Two different kind of promos. Austin, he's asking Ric Flair why Taker's the number one contender, and he rules off like fucking a million different reasons. Is it his shirt? His stupid bandana?
Right.
What? Great stuff here for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Even if Ric Flair is depressed or whatever reason, explain it better, big man.
I know. But I do something. In my opinion, I'm going to put it right up here. I think Austin is undoubtedly the biggest star in wrestling history. I don't even think it's fucking close. People can say Hogan Rock. I don't. I think it's Austin hands down.
It's Stone Cold.
And I would also say he's the best promo guy of all time. People would say Rock hands down. I would say it's Austin. I mean, Rock does have some great promos, but in my opinion, he's also got ones that are below par. It's very rare I've seen an Austin promo that I didn't think was...
I'll tell you what, probably one of the weird Austin promos was on this show.
Yeah.
The whole thing went with Fuller. But
yeah, I didn't really like that, but again, I think that's just because the whole fucking situation was...
it was as if they were filming that, like, backstage without actually filming it. It was just Austin, like, what the fuck's going on here?
Who do you say is the best promo guy of all time?
I'd say Austin over what we've watched. 2001.
Yeah.
Cut it as anything. Heel face, baby face, tweener, what?
People say, oh, 2001 one was... But it was fucking awful. It was awesome. It was fantastic. Fucking one of the... I think you can make a case his 2001 run's better than his, like, rise in 97, 98.
Yep.
I actually think you could make... I'm not saying it is, like, but... It's different. It's hard to compare because... You know, obviously he's like fucking white hot in 97 and they try and turn him heel. But
I feel like Austin's got a lot more of these promos than The Rock. The
Rock's like the same promo every time.
Yeah.
Whereas The Rock, Austin can do pretty much anything. He can do serious, he can do, you know, funny. He can... Kind of like a bit like Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I feel like Kurt Angle can pretty much... I mean, Kurt Angle can come out and cut a really intense promo and make it look as if he's going to kill you.
Or he can
come out and be the biggest goofball fucking known to man.
You to death or something.
I've never really got... See, when The Rock's...
He can't really do
even when Hogan fucking runs, like, you know, fucking runs over The Rock, when it comes back, it's like he's almost like, you know, making fucking funny promos. Like, see when Austin was against Rikishi, like he wasn't coming out, you know, what Rikishi, what you big fat ass, what, you know? I mean, he was.
You pressed the accelerator, what? You ran me over, my bald ass over.
Undertaker called Austin cue ball as well in this before they started brawling. This was great. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Basically, Austin ripping the piss out of Taker. Why is he the number? Is it stupid boots? Is it stupid bandana? Is it because he's dead? Is he a dead man? Does he not breathe? What?
What?
You know, so Austin's the man, I think. This is number 3.
Anyway, though,
maybe if Flair wasn't pish, it could have been higher.
Yeah. I just don't feel like it could have been first due to Ric Flair's involvement.
Right.
So yeah.
Anyway, coming in number 2, the man that should have been world champ. Maybe we're going to probably in the next couple of days do a top 10 video on this channel of the greatest wrestlers to never win a world title. And in my opinion, this guy is going to be pushing for that number 1 spot. It's William Regal. And here he interrupts Trish Stratus, who is doing an interview with Coachman about getting smashed over the head by Molly Holly with a paddle last week. I believe JR called Coach... who did he referred to Coach as a female. Then he corrected himself after. I remember.
Yeah, I'm well aware he's not Molly Holly.
Yeah, was it not like Terry or something? Or, I don't know.
I know.
You know,
I can't remember it exactly. Yeah, but it was funny,
and then William Regal comes in. I can't really do the William Regal accent, but you can, so fire away.
I can do the accent.
You trollop or something. I mean.
You trollop hanging out here with your Bristols.
And then he's
like that little cretin, Spike Dudley. An abomination.
He should have been aborted. Oh, fuck. I mean, absolutely fantastic.
And then Trish just disappeared and Regal's talking to a fucking coach.
I don't know what happened. As if, like, Trish, you're up next or something, and then Regal needs to finish the rest of the promo. So Regal's cutting the promo as if he's speaking to Trish, but Trish isn't even there because the camera kind of pans out and there's nobody there, and Regal's talking to himself. fantastic. Sickening here that actually Regal goes on to lose the European title tonight, which, again, was a good spot and could have been a top 5 moments because Spike Dudley comes out and uses the brass knucks before Regal can even see him. Again, that could have been a top 5 moment, but like we said, this show is packed full of good stuff that there were so many good moments. But number 2 is the Regal Trish promo for sure. Fantastic stuff by Willie Regal. But coming in at number 1, I feel like it's hard for a match to get in the top 5 list, never mind the top spot, because obviously some promos are more like short and sweet, and I think a promo's just got more. I don't know, I think a promos just stick more sometimes than a match, but this match was great, and that is The Undertaker.
It's easier to be great for a minute rather than
20. Yeah. And that was The Undertaker versus Rob Van Dam. These guys have had matches in the past, and they were all good, but in my opinion, this is the best match they've had against each other.
The one at Vengeance was also great, but this one, I think, just it highlighted the fact this is a new era, because I think it had a different feel about it. Like, Van Dam was actually getting in quite a lot of offense.
It's weird, because Van Dam in the Alliance was, at one stage, fucking white hot and booked as if he was, like, unstoppable. He's the only guy in the Alliance, bar Austin, that could win.
Yep.
And then, for some reason, towards the end of the Alliance, like, he kind of started jobbing out a bit.
Yeah. And
then when the Alliance ended, he kind of became a legit mid-carder. But then he puts in a great fucking showing against The Undertaker here. Chokeslam, kicks out. Title shot to the back of the head, kicks out.
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero attacks him. Van Dam still gets the better of it. Van Dam hits the 5-star frog splash. Looks like he had Taker beat. But then it was Eddie Guerrero again with another outside attack. And then Taker finally put him away with the last ride to claim his number 1 contender spot, even though that wasn't clear. Taker, became the number 1 contender.
Latino,
until tonight, until later on the night, he became co-number 1 contender, I guess, with Stone Cold Steve Austin. But yeah, I don't know what's happening going forward. Are we getting a Eddie Guerrero RVD feud? It would appear that way for the IC belt.
I believe they have a ladder match.
Yep, so looking forward to that. But yeah, great match. Taker, I think Taker's massively underrated as an in-ring performer. Again, just like I think Austin's by far untouchable is the greatest of all time. I think Taker's easily by far the best big man of all time. I don't think anyone comes close.
Nope.
To the dead man.
Big Show, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean,
Kane, you're probably second.
Kane, I like Kane. I think Kane's great, but he's not Taker.
And that's the bottom line.
He's just not. I mean, Kane's like, up here. Kane's like at the top of the ladder, but then Taker's like at the top of the ladder, and he's planted another 15-foot ladder on top of that ladder, and he's climbed right to the top of that ladder.
He did a diving headbutt on your ass, bro.
Well, that's more Chris Benoit style. But speaking of Chris Benoit, he might be back soon, guys, and maybe he'll make the top 5 moments, although you have to watch SmackDown to see that one, because he is on that show. But anyway, guys, that is the moments. Great show. Lots of good stuff. We missed half it. And it was much better than last week's Raw. A hell of a lot better. And like we said, great moments. I believe we rated it 8 out of 10. In my opinion, it was probably like an 8.5 out of 10.
Yes, I think that's what we gave it.
No, we both gave it an 8, so it was 8.
Alright.
But I mean, I'd have no problem if you gave this show a 9. It was great. There was loads of good moments.
Yeah, the reason we didn't give it a higher was because of Flair.
Yeah, pretty much. Flair, get your act together, man, or fuck off. But anyway, there's your top 5 moments, guys, from the April 8th show of Raw. Let us know what you think down below. Do you agree with these top 5? What was your top 5? Do you think something didn't deserve to be on the list, or do you think something should have been on the list? Let us all know down below in the comments. And until next time,
peace
out.